UFC Live 6, Cruz versus Johnson in Washington, D.C. at the Verizon Center will be this Saturday, October 1st. And we've got quite a few great matches on the card. We got Handsome Matt Wyman versus Mac Danzig. We've also got, let's see who else we have. Of course, Anthony Johnson taking on Charlie Brenneman. Of course, that is in the welterweight division. And another fight that will be broadcasted, will be live, by the way, is Pat Barry versus Stefan Struve. I'm sure Pat Barry wants to erase that loss he had last time he was on Versus. As a matter of fact, it was the main event against Czech Congo. Remember that spectacular knockout finish at the end. And the main event, Dominic Cruz will be taking on Demetrius Johnson for the UFC Featherweight Championship. Very special guest here today to join us, and very much expert of the sport that is MMA, and it's taken everybody by storm.
All right,
the fastest growing sport.
Prove that point. What exactly does the initials MMA stand for, Romeo?
MMA stands for Make Your Mama. It stands for Mixed Martial Arts.
Don't fuck around.
That's not messing around. She here right now? I was kidding. Anyways, MMA stands for Mixed Martial Arts.
Mixed Martial Arts.
You know.
And of course, I'm Jaime Renel Meda, alongside, of course, as always, my brother.
Yeah, you know me. Same OG. And of course, we got Romeo Casanova. It's about time. It's about time. This guy knows his stuff, by the way. I know my stuff. Green knows his stuff.
Honestly, I can't really say I know my stuff. It's because this past Saturday we watched the fight and we saw Rampage get choked. Actually, not even say choked out. We saw Rampage Jackson get taken out completely for his first time ever in his career. Now, what do y'all think about that, guys? I know we reflect on the fact that's coming up on Versus this weekend.
That's why I love this
guy.
But
we want to talk about what happened with Bones Jones, 24, the youngest guy in MMA UFC history to win a title against a guy that's been, you know, legend, veteran, the best there is, was, and ever will be.
And a guy that hasn't been finished in the UFC. It
hasn't been finished.
It happened on Saturday night. I was blown away, man. I mean, you know, John Jones is no joke.
Bones is unorthodox. He proved that at the beginning of the fight. If you watch any of his fights, he's not someone you would want to look over his videos and just assume he's going to go by that. He could always change it and switch it up. They don't call it mixed martial arts for nothing, guys.
Guys, he has that presence. He has that aura about himself. You know, like, kind of like, I can see it like the way people treat Anderson Silva. They give him a lot of respect. He's got the reach on him, so sometimes they don't have a choice. But Rampage, you know, I was hoping he was going to do what he said he was going to do, and that was, you know, hey, if he gets hit with a couple punches coming in, that's okay. I know I'm going to get him with a big shot. He never even came close. I don't even know.
Honestly, actually, he did hit him a couple times. He had great body shots. I don't know if you ever saw that.
I did see the body shots.
But he did have good swings at him. The thing about it is that Bones Jones kept his reach. That's what he was about to do. He had an 11-inch reach advantage on Rampage Jackson. Not saying that's a huge advantage against you know, a man called Rampage, a man that we've known to fight people that are taller, smaller, fatter, bigger, stronger than him. But yet, he swung for the fences. We saw those swings. They missed. But same thing for Bones Jones. He swung, he kicked. We saw plenty of high kicks and plenty of high swings that missed Rampage Jackson's face. Now, they both had the same mentality coming to this fight, which is, you know, knock each other's heads off, but at the same time, be an all-around MMA fighter.
Right.
You know, Rampage stepped back a little bit, trying to, you know, work out Bones Jones. He came out fighting in the second round. You know, we saw that. Yeah, he came out swinging.
He tried, man. He tried his best, but it just was not good enough.
But, you know, like, that's coming to the point where we're just trying to let y'all know that nowadays, for the mixed martial arts, that's why they call it MMA. Nowadays, that's all it's going to be about. It's not going to be about stand-up boxing. It's not about wrestling. It's no longer the Matt Hughes era where you're just going to get taken down and dominated.
Yeah, wrestler.
This is, every fighter is going to be all around MMA. So, coming to that, we're talking about these 4 fights.
Are you saying that John Jones is the guy who is probably the best example of a well-rounded mixed martial artist? Like, he has it all.
It's going to be yin and yang. He is one of the best mixed martial artists that we've seen up to date, but yet he has the biggest target on his back right now.
And he's also defending the belt that is probably the hardest to successfully defend multiple times. The only guy who ever did it was Tito Ortiz. Now, don't quote me on this. It was either 5 or 6 times. Matt Hughes has the record of the most title defenses for the welterweight division. But when you think about it, look at Machida. He defended it once against Shogun, then he lost it against Shogun in the rematch. That was only twice. If you look back, Forrest Griffin, Rampage lost to Forrest Griffin. And then Forrest Griffin lost to Rashad Evans. Rashad Evans lost out to Machida. It's the hardest belt to keep. But John Jones, in my opinion, is going to be the guy to change all that. I'd love to see him and Anderson Silva, to be honest. That'd be a dream matchup.
Yeah, same thing for boxing. We all want to see Mayweather and Pacquiao, but that's never going to happen.
Let's hope so, though.
It's like I fell asleep, I had a dream, I woke up, and it was gone. Well, the same thing for Nick Diaz and George St. Pierre.
I was very excited about that, by the way, guys.
I was one of the most excited people to hear. That was a dream fight for me. Yeah. Somebody as unorthodox and very annoying in the ring, but yet backs his... can we curse? No? Backs his profession up by...
Of course we fucking can.
Holy fucking shit, guys! All right, we're back in, baby. No, but like to say that for Nick Diaz not to show up to a conference, to not answer any calls, that just told me one thing and one thing only: be scared, guys.
Well, you know what, man? Mayhem Miller said, "Don't be scared, homie." And I don't know if he's scared, but I'll tell you what. I'll tell you one good thing that came out of this is that I don't think he was ready for GSP. If he beats BJ Penn, because BJ Penn is one of the few guys to ever take GSP down, by the way. If Nick Diaz can stop his takedowns, it's going to prepare him. I don't think he was ready for that, man, because one of his biggest weaknesses has always been his takedown defense.
I don't think that's very much of a problem here. That's not the situation here.
I know there's a lot of you watching this right now saying, yes, it is.
No, it's not, because if we go back to the title defense with DJ Penn, he got the title taken away by Frankie Edgar. And he was one of the only people taking BJ Penn down. That doesn't make a difference. Like, you take somebody else down as much as possible, but when it comes around to it, like, when it comes to the welterweight division, strikes is a big notion of what MMA is about in the welterweight division. A lot of them are very agile. They could get out of submissions. They could roll around with each other. They could they could sprawl against each other's takedowns. But when it comes down to it, your striking is your biggest ability. When it comes to kicks, front kicks, roundhouse, crosses,
they change more positions than porn stars do.
Pretty much. That's a very good analogy.
Including extended versions and special features.
And look, guys, by the way, this is sponsored by, of course, I'm drinking Hill Country Fair drinking water.
Big Flats.
Romeo's got some big Flats. So does Rainey. That's some beer you can get at Walgreens.
Exclusive. Great price. It'd be $3.99, including tax for it, give or take.
You can't beat that. Believe me, I've tried it. It's very good.
Yeah, even with the porn star, you can beat it, but it ain't gonna be the same. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, you can also beat it. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, going down to the nitty-gritty. This Saturday that I just heard of. Versus, is it UFC on Versus or Strikeforce on Versus?
Yeah, it's UFC on Versus.
UFC on Versus?
It's the 6th installment. Guys, this is going to be a pretty good event. You want to check it out. It's on Versus. You have nothing to lose. And it's some very good fights. Let's start off with the first fight, by the way.
Actually, before we actually start, but don't mind. I want to apologize not only just to the viewers, but to myself and each and every one of y'all as well. Last time I made predictions for the last event, I obviously had no idea what the fuck I was thinking. I was wrong about a lot of suggestions, and I will take full responsibility. And this time I'm going to go right down the middle. And yes, of course, whenever you drink, you don't make the best predictions, but you're honest.
We're going to try to make this video a very good discussion, by the way. Here we go. Look, we got Matt Wyman. He calls himself Handsome Matt Wyman, going up against Matt Danzig. This is in the lightweight division. And actually, there's a history between these two guys. Their first fight ended very controversial. Matt Wyman ended up getting a submission in round 1, but Danzig, it was one of those kind of like when else this happened. Dave Terrell submitted Scott Smith, one of the UFC's guys. I don't remember it that great, but I mean I do remember it happened where the referee kind of he was butting in he was trying to get in there and then make them change positions or something. He interfered a little bit, and then Matt Wyman ended up getting the advantage and ended up submitting him. So there was a lot of controversy, and now this is the rematch. Matt Wyman stuck to his word. He said, "Hey man, if you want to do it again, we can do it again." Well, here's the fight. Guys, what do y'all think about this?
This is very good. I like the way you said it too. I mean,
hey,
I honestly can't wait for this fight.
I know my shit.
I'm pumped up about it. I can't wait for it. I'm glad we also have.
It's like whenever it's like after I take a shit and it's in the toilet bowl. If I see that, I know my shit. I know my shit. If it's somebody else's shit, I won't know whose it is. I just know it's not mine.
Yeah, that's right. That's of course.
But really, I'm sorry,
after
man.
you.
Very rude of me to